Oh, wrong way. Back it up. Switch it. I think it's too much. Oh yeah. Got the shiny. Boy, oh boy. Actually, what? Yeah, maybe. Let me see. I'll lower it down. Man. So, I have no clue again what I'm trying to come up with when I press record, but I think I know if I just press it and just do it and have this moment with myself and know that I'll get a chance to replay it and go back on it. You know. I'm not sure what. Again, and maybe that's a good thing because at least if I'm getting it out there, I'll be able to go look back and be like, okay, I didn't fix this. I didn't. I'm not doing that. And I can kind of, stand on it a little more. So. How are y'all doing? Man. I got a lot on my brain, and I don't. I notice this is one of those things where it's like I have a lot to say that it's almost like pitch, black or whatever you wanna. There's so many like just, and once again it's like I don't know where else to put this stuff because I feel like I don't like to write, even though I could write more or write at all. I don't. I could, go to the gym more, but I don't, I could find a trade or do something else, but I don't. It's getting to the point where I need to do something, so it seems like something to do. So, What's new with you? What's new with you? Bro. Just had a mother monkey's elusive. Yeah. And I'm here now, so it's like, and I was just watching a video, Dolo, and it was saying that I need to put more things into the the algorithm. Other than what I've done in the past, the only question I've had from that, which I think is why I'm on here to kind of decipher it for myself, is because it's like, okay, change yourself from something, but there's things that I have that keep me, or that I like, right? And so I like to do certain things, and so switch it up and not do what I've done before. It makes sense in certain ways, but it also complicates my brain more because I've kind of neglected certain things. When it comes to training and certain stuff, I've neglected certain things, and I kind of put my focus on other things that have not much to do with necessarily like I do yoga, I do stretching, I do breathing, I do all of those. Like I said, I've been moving more so into like a recovery mode more so than like let's get at it 24/7. And it's cool because it's like I'm not moving in the realm of I'm not in the realm of let's push and attack and get at it and really and it's nice to be in more of a realm of it's nice now because it's like, okay, I can get things done and not have to overexert myself 24/7, or I can push and have a good bit of fun every day and not try to like beat myself up every day just to get it, and not even really feel that much stronger. So not really having the energy for that whatever work I did to really like be anything. Like it doesn't really go anywhere. So at least for me, in my because I've been over the whole thing where I do a lot, and then mentally I have a lot on my mind, and I have to do it all, alone. And because even if I look out for certain things, people, places, whatever things, there's only certain things that can give me some type of comfort back well enough to where I can feel, because I refuse to think that there's no space for me. There's space for me. If I'm here, there's space for me, clearly. And so there's space for me, there's people for me. There's other things that I can do that are for me. So I refuse to believe that there's nothing. But when it comes to the other things that I have not fully resonated with, they haven't been able to give me that energy back to fulfill me. And I get that I have to have the energy for myself. But when you really have like, when you push so hard and you don't really have much of anybody, like they're almost like, it seems like, or at least I can't even say seems because I don't know, but it almost feels like they're terrified or something, or they're like just like taken back by, or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? And when you put your, at least in your head at the time, your best foot forward, and you think that the actions that you're taking are good, or you're just living what you think is your truth in the best way you know it, and you give that out, and then you get back what you get, and you think that okay, well, I was just trying to be the best thing that I know I can be right now for me, and what that looks like, and okay, I need to put myself out there, is what I'm saying, and like give a certain persona, right? And like right now, give a different persona than what I've done before, but before I had that one, and thinking that thing would, was the thing to be, and it wasn't, but I thought it was. It felt right at the time. So now I'm having this, or coming up with this new persona, because especially when it comes to communication, because I know that I didn't speak enough, and I always get uncomfortable, like when it comes to these moments, which I'm not really. I'm all right now. I'm pretty cool and comfortable, but just having you know, uh, um, a good space for myself mentally to be able to give it out, speak it out, do whatever like that, and be cool with it. And that's kind of cool now to know that I can kind of give this, know that I put this out and give it to everybody, or anybody that wants to see it, and first and foremost, me be cool with it, because I know that it's just information to give, that it's, it's not just, because once I take myself out of it, it just makes more sense. Once I try to put myself into it, even though you would think, okay, which is a weird selfish thing I'm noticing, like, because in order to be selfless, you have to be selfish, and in order to be into your personality and into you and have that expression be given and be outward, it seems, in order to do that, you have to not focus on yourself. So it's interesting to see that if you take your, at least for me, I'm saying, that I see and I'm saying, is that I take myself out of it and just only speak on, like, if I notice that if no matter what, if I put myself in a space to where I can once again be comfortable with myself, and only really do it for the knowledge, for the things that matter, because I know that not a lot of people say or speak on or are ready for all of the information that a lot of people like me give, or just normal conversations that I know a lot of people don't have. Normal everyday conversations for me that I know a lot of people don't really dive into. For me, it's kiddie level, kiddie pool. But that was my issue in the past as well, is thinking that what I was doing in whatever, workplace or whatever the case may be, that me going as hard as I was going and doing what I was doing was the right thing to do. I felt that was the way to express and to give and to do for people, and to have this like all the time, because I have the energy to do it. I have the reserves. Why not give it? Why not do it? Why not be helpful? Why not be something? Why not, or even why not, be so negative or things like that, You're gonna be so negative, things like that, and not even realize that you're being that way, but just anything that, just whatever scenario that would pop up, it would just be like, maybe you don't have to give so much energy also, because it's not them, and they don't know what to do with it. You clearly don't know what to do with it. You're still learning it yourself. Where do you take it from there? And so now I'm here. And so this is definitely new, for sure. And it is exciting, and I look forward to seeing where it takes me, if anywhere. But that's not the point to get anything out of it. So, right. Which is that's a fucking tough lesson. Man, that's a tough one. It's a tough one, man. Cause it's like, and that's a lesson. Cause it's like I've been so wrapped up in myself in the past, and I've been so wrapped up in making sure that I finally got me at some point. And it was a short span, a couple years really, because I've it was when I felt like I noticed, like around release, it's when I noticed that I started missing out. I was missing out on things that I knew I didn't need to miss out on. And then I felt like, because I always had this, in the past, this late bloomer energy that I never really, I don't know how to say it. That I was never really been able to catch up with the people around me, right? I've always had this good time of just like, I don't know, I never really cared. I never really gave a shit about most of anything, and if it was really that important, it would come to me. And that's how I've always thought. If it's really what I need, it's really what I want, if it's really what's necessary for me, it will be right here in front of me. It will be here. I would go find it, because if it's in front of me, I wouldn't found it. So it's like, that's just all I've done, and I don't see it as a bad thing, because I refuse to have an image of me be the end all be all of my life, because just because you can see something now or before or later, whatever the case, times, whatever the hell, I don't know, whatever, it's, if with this image now, it doesn't mean jack squat. So I would look into that for yourself, because it don't mean nothing. It's like, I know a lot of people that live a whole, you don't know what they've touched, you don't know what they've done, you don't know who they've seen, you don't know what face they've looked into, you don't know. So it's like, I've always looked for more experience, more expression. I've always looked for more I find more solace in intangible things, even though, again, I love the material. But it's cool. I like it. I like the things that it provides and does for me. I have to realize that more. So, because I was caught in this, like, Jesus energy type, deal. Oh, shit. Yeah. Yeah, buddy. Rolling like a big shot. Chevy tuned up like a NASCAR pit stop. Is the rim big? Do it right good. yeah, man. So that was huge. I just for me, just not giving a whole bunch of nothing of a hell of a fuck is huge, and finding solace in things that inspire growth, lessons and things. I just experiences, people, things like that. I learning new things about myself and having and learning new abilities. But I've noticed that it's a big thing for me because I want to learn a lot. I want to do a lot, but a lot of the times in my mind I get so stricken, and when I don't have that support system, even though like I say, because I was talking to this one dude, it's like we can be lone wolves, bro. Like my dude, we can do it. It's all whatever. But one day we gotta pack up. One day we gotta have, you know, a wolf pack, man. We can't continue to think that we gonna carry all of this weight and do it all by ourselves and think that we're gonna get a good result. And so that's figuring out where to find the people that can really like, talk and find them, because the dude I was talking to at the old cannabis corner, he, what I'm saying, he's cool people, and I didn't know that he knew what he knew and who he knew, which is, it's always funny, right? When you don't know who people know or what they've seen. But he said he knew people, certain people, Masons and things like that, and all that, whatever. Which, grain of salt with everything. But what I'm saying, I'm sure there's a lot of, I'm sure he's had that lifestyle. And I think it's pretty cool. But to him, for us to have that kind of conversation, it's like, and you got to stick to that. You know what I'm saying, and find those people, because we can't continue to like. I think it's not just good to just, if we're not looking at it any other way, just having good people to talk to. You know what I'm saying? Good people to talk to, because like I said, we expanded. We got on a good level. I got some good gems. I gave some good gems, and it felt nice to talk to somebody that had something on them. Had a somewhat, a good mind, good head on their shoulders, So that's cool, man. It's just to see just a little more than what people don't realize what life is like on the other side. I've been into it since I was a kid, knowing what life was really like, and I guess because I moved on from it since being a kid, I've stumbled upon a lot of things as a child. Having friends, certain people that I've known. I've seen sex and death and all kinds of weird things at a very, very young age. I've experienced, a woman at a very, very young age. So it's it's an interesting thing to be able to have a good air, good awareness about these shorts. About things behind the scenes, the occult, like I said, sex and death and crazy weird shit, like seeing the whole BME Pain Olympics, and the dude, fake or not, you just having an image in your head of a dude chopping his stuff off, and dude busting a jar up his U-Ha, and his things like that, or the dude with the horse, the playtime, riding around with the horse and stuff, chilling with the horse. Um, you see all those things and you don't really like. Yeah, I got used to it. I was used to it before, clearly, because I was so cool and wanted to see it. I was actually to get that rush, that like, what the fuck is this? This is not what I've seen in real life. I've never seen anything like this before. And it was nice to have, in a weird way, a moment to where like nobody knows that I know what I've seen. I've seen some crazy things, and I know things that I know you don't know now. I know I have different energies now that you don't. Like it's almost like old dude getting bit by the spider. It's like, you know what I mean? Like as a kid, most children don't have the opportunity to get in fights. Be out in the hood, witness all kinds of death and all kinds of things. Witness death in real life and all kinds of things at a very young age, within the family, within just whomever, friends, and as you grow up, and just people, bro. Just when you have that, because it's different, because I have a lot of things that I'm able to. I just have it, to where it's like, I don't want to say it doesn't affect me necessarily, but it definitely doesn't affect me like most would have. Like, they say I don't have certain things. I got a queasy stomach. I don't like pimples. Pimples are gross. Or the worms and things, and that. But if somebody pop an elbow, you know what I'm saying? I'm still, somebody get punched and all that, or whatever, get cut, stabbed, shot, slight, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know, it's different, it's weird. Like, surgery doesn't really, it does, like, it gets me, but it's like, you know what I'm saying? Just, I want to see it, but I don't. So, this got the whole thing. So I have fun watching it, in a weird way, and so I guess that's what when you have that type of like experience, those experiences is just other things become null and void. It just doesn't. I don't know. Like there's like a situation like a situation like what's I can't remember the dude's name. It was in Louisiana, and this one dude backs his car up into one of those how like, because we got like, there's like like ditches, and they got like it's got a dip, then it's got like a concrete slab with a grate in the middle, and they put it in like a little, sometimes they and this one was a little up. It wasn't as like down, but that's the only reason why it was kind of cool, because the slab kind of helped catch it a little bit or whatever. And so we're trying to like as soon as because this dude, and it was weird, it's always weird, because it's like most of the dudes that act reckless and do the most seem to be like the creamiest of puffs. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but I noticed that it's so we are doing the most trying to make it to New Orleans, right? This dude drives 90 down neighborhoods, and we was booking it from one side to the other just to get to New Orleans. You feel me? So like, if you know from Houma, booking to New, like just finding a way there. You know what I'm saying? On a wing and a prayer. This man was on it, and so it's crazy because it's like we hit this embankment, we back up into this motherfucker, and he proceeds to freak the fuck out. He has no filter about how he is terrified, scared. And I'm thinking, even for myself, even if I pulled a stunt like this, I wouldn't trip, which I wouldn't, but because he's whipping it and doing the most and decides to like think he's, you know, Fast and Speed Furious 5,000 times, who gives a shit, he can do whatever the fuck he wants to. And so he backs up into this thing and he starts losing it. And I'm like, I'm sitting in the back seat. Everybody else is going insane, trying to hop out, hurry up and try to get the car back up and do this and flip and just do. And I've noticed so many situations to where it's always like everything's in like slow motion. And I'm just sitting there, like I always think about, like I always notice that those music videos make so much sense, because it's like when you have that dude and he's just like sitting on the concrete, or he's like standing in the road or wherever the hell he's at, and everything's going real doing one of them, and like he's just chilling. And people running, screaming, baby crying. And it's like, so he's doing the most. I finally hop out. I assess the situation. I look at everything that's going on. I notice all we have to do is get out and fucking push. Wasn't too much scientifical anything into it. It was pretty much what it was. Pretty much what it was. And you know, like I said, I find it interesting, just like I said with the whole school thing and being held back, is looking at it and going, what? How is a man, especially at your age, 20-something plus, not have an ounce of an iota of a brain matter cell in your mind to be prepared for such scenarios as this? Knowing you act as reckless as this. It blew my mind. It's to this day, things like that. I just go, so you didn't prepare for most of this. Now we're stranded. Because I'm always thinking about that too. It's like, well, I'm once again stranded. You know, we gotta figure it. I'm always more frustrated in big scenarios like that than I am scared. Like, I shit you not. I remember being in Texas, and my cousin decided What is with all of this car scenarios though? I remember getting hit by a car from the back. Dude ran off on me, like smooth hit and run. Like just, um, what? Damn it! What was I about to say? I remember my cousin in Texas. Decided to take my grandfather's van that he just donated to me. Fresh, right? $19.98 GMC Astro Safari with the suede, blue suede inside, TV in the middle. White and blue. And this goofy goober decided that he wanted to go swang with his best friend in my grandfather's, in my newly appointed, just given by my grandfather, this van. And then proceeds to swing, but in Texas, swang. They were swanging in my shit. And so he decided to hop in, meaning I let him, unfortunately. I decided to let him in the front seat. And he proceeds to go into this, I believe, was it a church? It was either a church or a bank. And so they were in this parking lot getting it in, and the dude was in another car. He had another car. So his friend was in one car. I was in the van with him, so I was in the passenger seat. And they doing their thing in this parking lot, swinging, and we swing, and of course we swing. So this man proceeds to bob when he should have weaved and lands his front grill into the side of my grandfather's van that he's had for a hot minute, and it still looks almost damn near brand new. And now I have a beautiful, well, one would say, grill-sized dent in the side of this thing, and hurt my heart. And so as soon as he hits this side of this van, we spin. And as soon as it hits. He's trying to do whatever to hold the wheel. He's trying to catch it to do whatever he's doing. And as soon as it smacks, just go. Mind you, in the middle of this car getting hit, they're swinging back and forth. You know, hit them. You gotta, and then you hit that, and then hold it. You know what I'm saying? Man, like that right here, and wham! The whole time we spinning, I'm just mad, just for. Heated. You want to talk about heated? I just got this motherfucker. I ain't even leave the state of Texas yet. To bring it back to my mama, I ain't even leave the city. Come. But I say that to say this. I typically don't really have a response system when it comes to, like, I'm not saying I don't freak out, but I don't typically freak out. I don't know what it is. And so it's not always a good thing. Just like anything, with anything, it comes with anything. Whichever way you want to look at it, there's a lot of things that come with it. And so don't think it's always cool with, you know. So yeah, that was that to say, you know, it's crazy because it just didn't ever, you know, it's just like, dude, like what? It's more so just, you know, just so more so than, oh my God, no, please don't. And so it's like I said, it's not always a good thing. Sometimes it's not a cool thing to do at all. Sometimes you need to freak out and have urgency in it. I'm learning urgency. I'm learning a controlled urgency in a way because I still don't need to freak out, but I need to express. I need to do more. I need to not think that I just can sit around and not give something of some type of substance. You know, some type of something, you know. Ooh, my back feels awesome. It's working out, feels good, it's relaxing, healing, feeling great, feeling good, feeling great. How are you? Just want you to know how I feel. Feeling good, how I feel. Bring the party. Let's make it a man. So I'm learning how to be a new person, because that's my personality, new person. Transformation. Know what I mean? Nah, I mean jelly bean. Wee. You know, so I need to adjust. I want to adjust. I do want to adjust. It's not a need. I don't need to do shit. But I want to adjust. I want to move. I want to groove. I want to do something else that I can do. What it be? What it be? What it do? What it do? Can you feel me? Hey, can you feel me? Feel it to the base, man. Feel it to the top. Feel it. Feel it. Feel it on the mop. Feel it with the wop. Feel it on the bop. Feel it with the on my with the and the ay. Okay. Man. Fill it with a what? Fill it with a I got nothing but stories, baby. I got nothing but stories for you, baby. I got nothing but stories. I got nothing but stories for you, baby. I got nothing but stories for you, baby. I got nothing. I got nothing but stories for you, baby. Whoop-a-doo-whoop-doo. Ooh. Oh man.